You think about it, the legend that he's been, but got a lot to think about.
You guys are loud here tonight! But it's a little bit bittersweet for me here. I appreciate that, but I'm saying that this is a little bit of a bittersweet night for me here because over the last few months, I've had a lot of big losses to my name, and things haven't gone exactly the way I wanted them to. So maybe it's time for me to reevaluate a few things and make a couple changes. And the reason why I'm saying this to you is because this is the perfect place for me to be reinvigorated, the province of Alberta. Because this is where I started my pro wrestling career. Seems like only yesterday, just down the road, that I started my training in Calgary with Stu Hart. You're seriously booing Stu Hart?
They're saying
But
Stu.
it was all across Alberta. I even had my first match just an hour from here in Ponoka, Alberta. So I got here a couple days early this week. I got in a car. I drove up and down the 2 highway. I drove past Balzac and Olds and Rimby and Drumheller.
Balzac.
And I remembered what it was like when I first started wrestling. The passion, the fire, when wrestling was everything to me. And it reminded me and made me remember that wrestling still is everything to me. So yeah, Alberta is the place where I now feel invigorated. I feel resurrected. It's time to become a better Chris Jericho. Maybe even become the best version of Chris Jericho ever! With
Good God. Did a dumpster capsize? Oh no, that's just Don Callis. The human refuse, the man that... He's a Canadian, and he's hated. He's hated everywhere, Taz. It's tremendous.
Yeah, he really sucks.
I know Don a lot of years. He's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Scotia suck.
Love his music. Yeah, his face is orange just to piss you off, Taz.
I think, Chris, what I'm hearing is that you need a change. And it was 6 years ago today. It was 6 years ago today, July the 5th, 2017, that I called you from a hotel in Tokyo. And I said, how would you like to main event the Tokyo Dome with Kenny Omega? And buddy, in our 34 years of friendship, you even surprised me because you said, oh yeah. And with that match, we changed the course of wrestling history. Without that match, none of these people are here. Without that match, I don't think Chris Jericho is here right now without my idea.
Sorry, it was kind of hard for me to hear what you were saying with all these boos here tonight. But you know, Don, I could say the same thing about you, because it was 8 years ago in 2015 when you were in the middle of your very successful international business career, but I knew deep down inside you were miserable. You wanted to be back in the pro wrestling business. I helped you get back into the pro wrestling business. I helped you get into AEW, and now look at you. You're bigger and more powerful than you've ever been in pro wrestling. So if it wasn't for me, you might not even be here.
The egos on these two.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You know, Chris, as with most things in our 34-year friendship, you and I are in agreement. I agree that when Don Callis and Chris Jericho get together, we make history. But as you know, I recently was betrayed by a coward punk named Kenny Omega. So I've had to build a new family, because Kenny destroyed my family. And my new family is going to be based on trust. And when I think about trust, I think about the greatest of all time. When I think about trust, I think about the man who beat Kenny Omega right here in All Elite Wrestling. And when I think about trust, I think about my best friend of 34 years. I think about Chris Jericho. So if you're ready, Chris, to change history one more time, then I am here to formally ask you one question. Will you join the Don Callis family?
You're seriously asking me to join the Don Callis family? You're asking me to join your faction? Yes. Chris Jericho doesn't join factions. Chris Jericho creates them. So if you're seriously asking me to join up with you, I've got one word answer for you. You want me to join your faction? My answer is maybe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Didn't expect that. No, not at all. I expect a big no.
Jericho said he had to make a change, and this could be that change.